All right, tonight we welcome in head coach Bailey Chattel and Senior Madison Woodward and the soccer team coming off of a huge home win versus Walsh tonight. Guys, how did that feel? Just having that moment where you just noticed everyone coming out and the feeling of that win overall.
I just can't stop smiling. That was just such a great team win. And, in the last 10 minutes of that game, it just the energy was so positive. It was just a great environment. I mean, those are the moments you play for, just those games like that and, having those great team wins. So it's just a really fun time as a team together.
And Coach, you had someone different in goal tonight. You had Ava, and she did a great job. Talk about just how that was having her in goal and her coming in the absence of Amelia.
Yeah, I can't say enough about Ava and her ability to step up in that situation. She that is a really difficult thing to do. Senior year, trying to start your first start ever, that's not an easy position to be in. And she came out, she did exactly what we needed her to do. She settled down. And it was just honestly I was just really happy for her. And I think the whole team was as well. They just rallied around her and I think she fueled off that energy and continued to give her confidence and stuff. So to me, she was the player of the game. Just the mental resilience to step into the role that she did today was unmatched. So I'm just really happy for her.
And coming off of the win on Saturday versus Kentucky Wesleyan, how did you feel that coming into the game? You prepared differently? What was the mindset coming into this one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think, every game, we've been trying to take it just game by game, right? So it's when we were playing Kentucky Wesleyan, that was the job, and then it's on to the next, right? So Walsh was just the next in line, and I think our preparation, we tried to keep it consistent. We make adjustments here and there, but it's really just about how can we execute the best that we can as a group, and really just focusing on the execution over the outcome, and good things happen when you execute. So that's really been the motto, and just trying to keep it internally focused and do what we can, control what we can control. So.
And you guys seem to be on the aggressiveness all night. Both sides back and forth a lot. Talk about just what that was like, being able to do that and being able to keep the ball on their side of the field a lot.
Yeah. Sure, yeah. I mean, there's just a drive, from each and every player. Doesn't matter if you're subbing on or if it's on the bench, the energy just across the board, everybody's coming out and we all want the same win, we all want the same goal. And just seeing everyone, especially that second half this game, just coming out in an attacking mentality and just this no quit attitude, it's just something really special from this group, and it's something that has just been continuing with our momentum into our games. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what was your thoughts? Obviously it was kind of crazy how it occurred, but talk about that second goal. You guys are in the box there. What your thoughts were as soon as you see the ball slip through the goalie's hands there? Just what that was like.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, those things happen, and I think the goal is just to put them under pressure, right? You alluded to it earlier. It's if you pressure, if you make them make mistakes, you make them make plays, things will happen. And so it's one of those kind of fluky goals. Soccer's a fluky game, and I think there were other opportunities that we had in behind that we probably should have finished, and that one ended up being the one that went in. So obviously, we're happy about it. Sometimes those things fall your way, and it did for us today. But really just happy for the team, happy for the girls to get a result. Against a really good Walsh team. Their attack is pretty lethal, and so want to give them some kudos there. But our girls were just determined, to make something happen. And we tell them all the time, good things happen if you put it in front of the goal. You never know. So I think everybody's been on both sides of those, and today it happened to be our way. But I also think it was, at the end of the day, it was well-deserved result, and those, and just being able to get those chances that we maybe missed earlier, kind of redeemed in that moment. So.
And you guys move ahead to face Findlay here at home on Saturday. talk about how much momentum you're going to take from this game moving into that matchup. What are you looking forward to carrying over into that next game?
You know, I mean, we're going to celebrate the win tonight and everything, but we've always had this mentality of like on to the next. Like once we still, job's not finished, we have more to go. And, you know, like this is where the nitty gritty of the season. We just got to like put our heads down and just focus on that next thing. Like just mentally preparing each of ourselves and doing what we need, whether that be like taking care of our bodies or watching back film, whatever it may be. Everyone's different, but just preparing in every way for each game.
And then last question, we want to introduce this concept. The NCCAA really acknowledges it. It's this concept called #King Chasing, which is the idea of talking about laying a foundation of seeking Christ first. They talk about the 4 pillars of love, integrity, faith, and excellence all throughout athletics. Talk about, Madison, if there was a moment tonight where you felt like you could exert Christ's love.
I mean, I believe in like celebrating all those small details of the game and everything. And so when you see a defender making a great tackle, you know, having the momentum shift in the game, like seeing our teammates and just celebrating in that moment, being like, hey, that's a good job, or high-fiving, or, you know, Ava making a great save in the game. Like those little moments is what like makes up those big results for us. And so that's just how I see Christ's kingdom being served, is just by celebrating, just serving each other by being happy for each other.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming in tonight. Once again, huge win on Breast Cancer Awareness Night for the women's soccer team, 2-1 over Walsh in a big rivalry game. So thank you guys so much for coming in, and roll in the ears.